Stanley and Jordan Spieth got off to strong starts in the Tour Championship with entirely different goals in mind. Stanley ran off 4 straight birdies on the front 9, one of them from 40 feet, and then added 2 more late in his round on a steamy Thursday afternoon at East Lake for a 6-under 64. In his Tour Championship debut, he had a 2-shot lead over a group that included U.S. Open champion Brooks Koepka. Spieth had a 67, and while it was a grind, he had no gripes about that. He is the number 1 seed in the FedEx Cup, and no one from the top 5 had a lower score. That kept Spieth on track in his bid to join Tiger Woods as the only 2-time winners of the $10 million bonus since the FedEx Cup began in 2007. The top 5 seeds only have to win the Tour Championship to claim the FedEx Cup, though there have been 3 occasions where someone else won at East Lake and walked away with golf's biggest payoff when the leading players faltered. That explains why Spieth spent more time looking at the leaderboard than he typically does in the opening round. I don't know the scenarios, so it really doesn't make a difference for me to watch the scoreboard other than to figure out how to get to the leaders, he said. It's a weird scenario teeing off last, when it's the first round and there's only 30 guys. And it didn't help to see what Stanley was doing. Stanley, the number 22 seed and a long shot for the FedEx Cup, thought East Lake was plenty tough during the practice rounds. He just didn't make it look that way, stuffing a wedge into 2 feet on number 3 to start his round of 4 straight birdies. He extended his lead by hitting a tee shot over the water to a front pin on the nervy par 315th and making his 18-foot birdie, and then holing a 10-foot birdie on the 16th. I don't have too good of a game plan for this golf course seeing it for the first time, Stanley said. But I felt like maybe that would be key, just hitting a lot of fairways and giving myself chances on second shots. Stanley isn't too wrapped up about the $10 million bonus, though Bill Haas won it in 2011 as the number 25 seed. He was 2 shots ahead of Koepka, who played bogey-free, Webb Simpson, Paul Casey and Daniel Berger, who made eagle on the final hole. Spieth was among 5 players at 67, that included 2 other top seeds, Justin Thomas number 2 and Jon Rahm number 5. Rahm made eagle on the par 5/6, and he nearly ended his round with another eagle. For Spieth, it was a struggle. He spent most of the week trying to eliminate the right side of the golf course, and thought he had that ironed out. And then he pulled his opening tee shot Thursday, and was happy just to reach the green on East Lake's toughest hole for par. He hit a sharp draw on the par 311th, turning and swinging his club in disgust as it bounded down a hill. He turned to his caddy and said, "We might have to hit a provisional," fearing the ball would leave the property. Instead, he took 2 shots to reach the green, the second a daring flop from the Bermuda rough to a pin that ran away from him. He hit that to 2 feet for bogey. That was the last of his blunders. He settled in with 3 straight birdies and a tough par from the bunker on the par 3/9, and then called to make a putt. Spieth missed 4 birdie chances inside 12 feet on the back 9. "I get done and look back and am surprised we're at 3 under," he said. "I felt like it was really a grind out there, and it's just because the first 4-5 holes of the round, I was all over the place Tito Green. And then my whole back 9, I had a chance to birdie all but one of the holes, and only made one of them." The good starts by Spieth, Thomas, and Rahm are not helpful for most of the players around them. Koepka is the number 9 seed, with Casey at number 10, so they would need the top seeds to stumble over the next 3 days. Dustin Johnson, the number 3 seed, is not out of the picture after his bogey-free round. His problem was that he made only 2 birdies, the first one on the par 311th hole, and the other with a twat birdie on the par 5/18th. He had a 68. Mark Leishman, at number 4 coming off his victory in the BMW Championship last week, opened with a 71.